Exodus 34 and verse 21 says, 6 days you work, but the seventh day you rest. In plowing time and in harvest time you rest. What? What does that mean? What does the harvest and plowing have to do with Shabbat? What he's saying here is simple. The most critical time where you might, in that day, in the agricultural day, think to justify and spin that it's okay to break Shabbat was during harvest or plowing. You needed to get that crop in, and you needed to get that crop out, or bad things happen to that crop. And he's saying, hey, in plowing time and in harvest time, it's all hands on deck, everybody's working, not on Shabbat. Even in plowing and harvesting, you take the rest. So that's a critical verse, because a lot of people will say, oh, but my boss or this or that, or I have to provide for my family and all this other stuff. I can't not work on Shabbat. In harvest time and in plowing, or plowing and harvest, put it in the right order, you are to rest. Well, you don't understand. I'm going to lose my job. What, do you think the only person that's ever told me that? You don't think I've ever experienced that threat? Like this is something new? I'm sorry to say and shock the life out of you, but there are an incredible number of jobs that never work weekends, that never work Saturdays. I know that may shock a lot of you, but some of you have not striven to make the effort to get the higher level skills that are necessary for the jobs that work Monday through Friday. If you're going to stay, and I'm not insulting you, please don't be offended, I'm not picking on you, but if you're going to choose to work in retail, fast food, factories, warehouses, and all of the lower level blue-collar jobs, you're going to be subject to all of that mess. But there's nothing that says you have to stay in that kind of job. Your choice. There's nothing to stop you from finding something that you are capable of and talented enough to do that doesn't require Saturday. Because I've had people say to me, but you don't understand, Rabbi, there aren't any jobs around here that don't work Saturday. Not in your industry. But I can come to wherever you live and find you a good giant number of jobs in your help wanted section that don't work Saturdays. Oh, but I don't have those talents and skills, so go get them. What's stopping you? You can get education or training or disciple, mentoring like for a skill. You can learn how to do something that doesn't require it. Oh, but you don't understand, please pray because, there's no work here that doesn't require Saturday. I don't know any town anywhere where everybody's job, only the jobs, everybody works Saturday. Matter of fact, I know a lot of places that if I wanted to get an appointment or do something, they're closed on the weekend. The whole weekend. They're Monday to Friday jobs. And there's a ton of them. But the problem is, are you willing to go and make the effort to get the skill set, education, or abilities to get those kind of jobs? I'm sorry, but it's going to take you outside of your comfort zone. But you know what? How important is it to please your Heavenly Father and guard the Shabbat? Maybe this is to light a fire under you to be, I bet you, I could almost guarantee that almost every one of those people that is going to tell me about their horrible situation with their Shabbat job is struggling to take care of their family already anyway. In other words, those jobs don't really take care of families. Those jobs do not provide the abundance that you need to have a comfortable meaning lack of stress. I don't mean comfortable meaning you have all these extra luxuries. I mean comfortable so you're not constantly fearful that you'll have more month at the end of the money. Anybody have that problem? But wait a minute, there's still more month. I ran out of money. Wouldn't you be much more comfortable if you had more money at the end of the month? There are jobs that do that. And by the way, almost all of you that will tell me you're afraid to lose your job will also tell me how much you hate your job and wish you had a different job. And all of a sudden you love your job when your job gets threatened to be taken away from you. Really? Only you know how big a hypocrite. Remember we said that earlier? We're going to turn that into, I'm sure, an INFOCUS. How big a hypocrite are you? I mean, only you know. Some of you will come to me and tell me for months how much you hate your job and it's so awful and it's abusive and it's emotionally abusive, it's physically, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden the boss says, we're changing the schedule, you now need to work 2 Shabbats a month, and now you're afraid you're going to lose your job that you hate. Haven't you been praying for a better job? Haven't you been praying for Abba? Well, maybe this is his answer. Why is that so bad? Maybe he needs to move you to someplace else in the country, which, by the way, might protect you from a disaster or something else. Maybe he's doing, who knows what he's doing? How about being ready and available to say, what are you doing, not what do I want to do and what I'm comfortable with? Because our biggest hero, okay, maybe not biggest, I don't know your personal preference, but one of our biggest heroes is Avram. And what did Avram do? He said, Avram, get up and go to a place I'm going to show you. Leave your house, leave your family. He's a big hero. Are we heroes or cowards? Ooh, Rabbi, that's not nice. I don't want you to be in trouble. I don't want you to be outside the camp. I don't want him to look at you as a goy, as a goyim. I want him to look at you as covenanted. I want him to look at you as part of the body. And it's going to take courage. Guarding takes courage. Do you want a coward guarding you? Okay? I need a bodyguard. I'm like a big famous person. I'm going to be traveling to places where I could be at risk. So let me go find a coward who at the first sign of boo is going to run. Is that guarding? No, guarding is the guy who's going to stand in the breach and say, I don't care what you do to me. I'm not moving. I'm guarding something. That's what we're looking for. Someone who's going to say, I am guarding this and there's no moving me.